happening, remember this is January, so this is still freezing temperatures in Ellensburg. Children are getting ready to go to school. This happened on a Thursday morning, and so children were witnessing all these things happening to their parents. In a few instances, some young people who were in high school said, I asked these police officers for a search warrant, I asked them for papers, and they're like, we'll show them to you later, shut up, sit down, put your cell phone away. And those are all statements we have from folks who were directly affected. Kind of long story short, by around 9 a.m., 9:30, they were done with their removal operations, and I got the call around 11 to say, hey, this stuff is going down. Children are coming to school really scared because they don't know what they witnessed. Some of their homes, most of the moms were taken. In maybe only two situations were both wage earners in the home taken as well. And so that's kind of where it started, because personnel at the middle school and the high school were saying that they had really distraught children in their classrooms. They didn't know what else to do. Let me put this into perspective. Ellensburg is a town of about 17,000 people. That's a population including Central Washington University, which is a state university in town, so it's not very big. And this is the first time anything on this scale has happened in terms of immigration issues. And so folks didn't really know how to respond. Our church was called on to say, hey, if a family does not feel safe in their home, they're looking for a sanctuary, will you provide it? And we gave an overwhelming yes, of course we would. That night, what we found was a lot of rumors were going on in town, a lot of misinformation was going on in town. So we opened up the church to say, anybody who's heard about this or wants to try to piece together what has happened, please come tonight. And so we had folks there who worked with social and human services, right? Because with a lot of their clients who are on women, infant, and children assistance, they weren't seeing the moms, and so in a few cases, dads would come in with these babies, and they've never cared for these babies before, and they're like, how do I feed my child? And so a lot of different agencies in town, as well as some school teachers, middle school and high school, were present. And we tried to piece together the story as folks who were directly affected. And at the time that the meeting started at 6 o'clock, there were maybe 20, 25 of us, right? Maybe only one or two Spanish-speaking folks. By the time 8 o'clock hit, we had about 70 people there. They'd called their friends, they knew this was a safe space to be, and more people just started sharing their stories and told how they were directly affected. The next night, so this was Friday night, about 250 people showed up to the church, just concerned citizens, don't know what the heck was going on, but they knew that they needed to find out more information. The local newspaper didn't have anything, hardly. And as of then, the only statement ICE released was that 30 people were detained. And that's basically it, right? 30 people who were involved in criminal activity were arrested and detained. Where we stayed involved is that of the 30 who were detained, 14 went directly to Yakima Federal Court, which is about 33 miles from Ellensburg. And so we stayed involved through their bail hearings, and we took a lot. We bused like 30 high school students down who had never before even realized what was going on, never had any political will, at least in their minds. And they were out there in front of the courthouse with posters that said, our moms are not criminals, stop the ICE raids. It was inspiring for these young people to get involved, only because they saw their friends so distraught and so affected by these actions. As it stands today, a few folks have opted for voluntary departure, and so they're back in Mexico. A few of the moms are back with their children. Moms and dads are back with their children, waiting their court date to come up. Some of them are in August, September, October. There's a small coalition that has formed in town just to provide rent assistance. They're out on bond, but that means that a part of the stipulations of being out on bond is that you cannot work, right? You cannot disclose these things to other people. And so a lot of our money, we've raised more than $20,000 for the families who are directly affected. And a lot of that money has gone to food assistance, rent assistance, and utilities. And that's kind of where we are